kids are out for school, spring break next week, which is fun, but also stressful for some parents. We have some advice on avoiding burnout. This morning, we welcome Tanya Johnson and Tammy Shamoon, who are psychologists and co-authors of the Parenting Handbook. There it is. There it is in paper form. Congratulations, first of all, on writing a book. That is wonderful. Tanya, let's talk a little bit about the tendency of spring break. This arrives and parents have this urge to jam it full of activities to make sure that their kids are having a good time.
Yeah.
Why is that maybe not a good idea?
Yeah, there's so much pressure on parents to do more. So more stimulation, more interaction. And really what our kiddos need to be resilient and gritty is less.
Okay.
They need space and time to just be kids without an adult constantly hovering and breaking up that beautiful discovery process.
Okay, so Tammy, how do we know when we are reaching that threshold? How do we know when to back away?
When kids start saying they're bored, this is actually a really good thing. And I think parents are really scared of those
terrifying.
words. And the key is we need to take away the screens. That's like number one. You
Sure.
gotta, otherwise they will just like us. It's just like moth to a flame. And understanding that boredom means that they're about to launch into creativity. Now they're gonna like protest, don't get me wrong. Like they're not gonna be happy about it at first. But what it does is boredom balances the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. It's like the brakes and the gas of the brain.
Okay.
And then it activates what's called the default mode network, which basically brings on creativity. It consolidates memory. All that learning from school gets consolidated when they're quiet and bored.
Okay.
So that's when they get to take in and absorb everything they've been learning in school, but we don't do that unless we're in a calm, rested state. And part of that is through boredom.
Okay.
So it's actually really good for academics for them to be bored.
Because my 3-year-old started saying things are boring, and I was like, "You're not even pronouncing the word right," and it's stressing me out. It's stressing me out, man. So let's talk about the parenting handbook, which you have here in front of you. Tanya, where's the research come from? You worked on this together. What took it? All of your knowledge and putting into a book. How did that all come together?
Yeah, so this book really is our COVID baby. We worked on it all the way through COVID.
Wow.
Every Wednesday we would write. And really what Tammy and I did is we took the latest research, particularly around neurobiology, attachment, and we really wanted to synthesize it down into digestible pieces so that parents could read it and go, aha, yes, that makes sense. And then we followed it up with tools. So we give you the why and then the how.
Okay, that sounds great. Which, Tammy, I assume you had a lot of parents coming to you and saying, my kids can't necessarily translate what's going on in their brain. I need somebody to do it for me.
Yeah, and parents just don't know what to say, or what to do. Like, in this really hard moment, my kid's throwing a fit. Like, what do I do? So we're like, okay, we'll have answers for you for sure.
Okay.
But we also want to normalize why they're doing it. Like, nothing's wrong with your child. And we've been working in mental health with families for between us over 20 years in Alberta. So I think that was the part where we wanted to normalize a lot of stuff and be like, sometimes we just don't quite understand our kids. They're just in a different place than us.
Okay.
So I just think it's going to help parents just be like, oh, like, my kid is normal.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes.
And this is what I do now. This is what I do with that
that's
information.
fantastic. Well, 3 years going into this book. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
really
you.
quickly before you go, Tammy, do you have any advice for parents who are staring down the barrel of spring break here and they're not quite sure what to do?
I think in a nutshell, do less. Children need gaps. Don't do too much. Give them space.
But if you're lost, you can create like a boredom jar where you can put a bunch of activities that aren't screens and they can pull out different things, or you could do a boredom chart. So making sure there's lots of art materials available. We can have like printables or whatever that is, like different materials, so they have to figure it out. But I always tell my kids, boredom's a good thing. It actually makes you smarter. And I know you are so creative and you can do really hard things, and then back off.
Awesome. That sounds great. It is called The Parenting Handbook. Where can people go to get the book?
Amazon is the best place to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations.